Picture this, it's February 18th, 2001. Dale Earnhardt is about to make NASCAR history for all the wrong reasons. But what if I told you there was a car sitting right there that could have changed everything? A car so advanced, so revolutionary that NASCAR literally said, nah, we're good, and banned it before it could save the Intimidator's life. Buckle up because this story will make you question everything you thought you knew about racing safety. What's up, speed demons? Today we're diving into one of NASCAR's biggest what-ifs, a tale of corporate stubbornness, groundbreaking technology, and a missed opportunity that still haunts the sport today. This isn't just about cars, it's about how sometimes the best intentions get crushed by bureaucracy faster than a restrictor plate kills horsepower. February 18th, 2001, Daytona 500. Dale Earnhardt, the man who made intimidation an art form, is protecting his driver and son in the final laps. Then it happens. Turn 4, lap 188, a crash that changed NASCAR forever. But here's the kicker, and I mean this literally knocked my socks off when I first learned it. There was already a solution. Not in development, not on the drawing board, but ready. Built, tested, proven. And NASCAR's response to this life-saving technology? Hold on to your helmets because their reasoning will blow your mind. Meet the 2001 Chevrolet Monte Carlo Safety Research Vehicle, or as I like to call it, the car that could have been a hero. This wasn't your grandma's grocery getter Monte Carlo. This was a rolling fortress of innovation that made every other NASCAR vehicle look like a paper airplane in a hurricane. We're talking about a car with energy-absorbing foam that could cushion impacts like a marshmallow catching a bowling ball, advanced crumple zones that redirected crash forces better than a traffic cop directing rush hour. And get this, a revolutionary cockpit design that basically turned the driver's seat into a protective cocoon. The best part? General Motors didn't just sketch this on a napkin and call it a day. They built it, tested it, and had data proving it could reduce driver injuries by up to 40%. 40%! That's like having a superhero suit disguised as a race car. So obviously NASCAR embraced this game-changing technology with open arms, right? Here's where this story goes from inspiring to infuriating faster than you can say debris caution. NASCAR took one look at this automotive masterpiece and basically said, thanks but no thanks, we'll stick with our death traps. Their reasoning? Are you sitting down because this might give you whiplash worse than a poorly designed race car? They claimed the safety improvements were too advanced and would give Chevrolet an unfair advantage. Let me get this straight. In a sport where drivers regularly play chicken with concrete walls at 200 miles per hour, NASCAR was worried about competitive balance. It's like refusing to install smoke detectors because they might give one apartment building an unfair advantage over burning down. And here's the real gut punch. This decision came from the same organization that would later scramble to implement emergency safety measures after Earnhardt's death. Talk about closing the barn door after the horse has not only left, but started its own successful ranch in another state. But wait, it gets worse, because NASCAR's rejection wasn't just about one car. It was about an entire philosophy that prioritized show over safety. Let's talk numbers, because sometimes cold hard facts hit harder than a wall at Talladega. After Earnhardt's death, NASCAR spent an estimated $100 million implementing the safer barriers, mandating Hans devices, and redesigning car structures. You know what GM's safety car would have cost to implement across the field? About $50,000 per vehicle. Do the math. We're talking about pocket change compared to the massive overhaul that followed. But the real cost wasn't measured in dollars. It was measured in lives that could have been saved, careers that could have continued, and families that could have stayed whole. Dale Earnhardt wasn't the only driver lost during this era. We lost Neil Bonnet, Rodney Orr, and others who might still be with us today. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a restrictor plate. NASCAR's obsession with maintaining their image of danger actually made the sport more dangerous, not less. It's like a stuntman refusing to use safety equipment because it might make the stunts look too easy. And here's the part that'll really twist your lug nuts. This wasn't even GM's first attempt to revolutionize NASCAR safety. Turns out, GM had been trying to gift wrap safety improvements for NASCAR since the 1990s. Advanced fuel cells, improved roll cages, better seat designs, all shot down faster than a restrictor plate proposal at a driver's meeting. NASCAR's attitude was basically, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The problem? It was broken. Drivers were getting hurt, careers were ending prematurely, and the sport was building a reputation more dangerous than a blindfolded knife juggler. Meanwhile, Formula One was embracing every safety innovation they could get their hands on. Carbon fiber monocoques, advanced crash testing, revolutionary helmet designs. They were turning their cars into rolling safety laboratories, while NASCAR was playing ostrich with their heads in the sand. The result? F1 went from being notoriously dangerous to becoming incredibly safe, while NASCAR remained stuck in the stone age of safety until tragedy forced their hand. But here's the million-dollar question that keeps me up at night. What if NASCAR had said yes? Picture this alternate universe. It's February 18th, 2001, same race, same Turn 4 incident. But this time, Dale Earnhardt is driving GM's safety-enhanced Monte Carlo. The crash still happens, physics is physics after all. But instead of the devastating basilar skull fracture that took the Intimidator from us, the advanced energy absorption systems do their job. The reinforced cockpit holds, the improved restraint systems work as designed. Dale walks away. Maybe with a concussion, maybe with some bruised ribs, but he walks away. He gets to see Dale Jr.'s championship runs, gets to mentor the next generation of drivers, gets to grow old with Teresa. And it's not just about Dale. Kenny Irwin Jr., Adam Petty, Neil Bonnet, all the drivers we lost during NASCAR's dark safety period might still be with us, sharing stories and signing autographs instead of being remembered in memorial laps. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is all speculation. But the evidence suggests this alternate timeline wasn't just possible, it was probable. Here's where we separate fantasy from reality with some hard data. When NASCAR finally implemented modern safety measures post-2001, the results were undeniable. Since the introduction of the Car of Tomorrow in 2007, serious injuries in NASCAR have dropped by over 70%. The safer barriers, Hans devices, and improved car designs that NASCAR initially resisted, they've prevented countless injuries and saved multiple lives. Ryan Newman's 2020 Daytona crash, which looked exactly like the type that used to be fatal, resulted in him walking out of the hospital just 2 days later. GM's 2001 safety car incorporated many of these same principles just years ahead of schedule. The foam energy absorption, similar technology is now standard. The improved cockpit design, it became the blueprint for modern NASCAR safety. So when I say GM's car could have saved Dale Earnhardt, I'm not dealing in wishful thinking. I'm extrapolating from proven results. Which brings us to the most frustrating part of this entire story. NASCAR's post-2001 safety revolution proved something that should have been obvious from the start. Safety and competition aren't mutually exclusive. In fact, they're best friends who just needed a proper introduction. Modern NASCAR is simultaneously safer and more competitive than ever. The current next-gen car incorporates safety features that would have made GM's 2001 concept look conservative. Yet the racing is closer and more exciting than the quote-unquote good old days when drivers were essentially riding around in high-speed coffins. The sport learned that protecting drivers doesn't diminish the spectacle. It enhances it. Fans don't want to watch people die. They want to watch heroes survive to race another day. Dale Earnhardt's legacy isn't diminished by modern safety. It's honored by ensuring future drivers don't share his fate. But here's the brutal truth. It took a tragedy to teach NASCAR what GM was trying to tell them for years. Sometimes the student has to lose everything before they're ready to listen to the teacher. So where does this leave us today? With a question that still haunts the halls of NASCAR. Today's NASCAR drivers owe their lives to lessons learned from Dale Earnhardt's death. But they could have owed their lives to lessons learned from GM's innovation instead. That's the difference between being reactive and being proactive, and in racing, that difference can be measured in heartbeats. The safety car that could have saved Dale Earnhardt now sits as a testament to what might have been. It's a reminder that sometimes the best solutions are right in front of us, waiting for someone brave enough to implement them. GM never stopped pushing safety boundaries. Today's Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 NASCAR model incorporates safety features that would have blown minds in 2001. But every advancement comes with the bitter knowledge that it arrived years too late for the Intimidator. The real tragedy isn't just that we lost Dale Earnhardt, it's that his death was preventable with technology that already existed. NASCAR learned to embrace safety innovation, but they learned it the hardest way possible. Which brings us to the ultimate question every NASCAR fan should be asking. Here's what keeps me coming back to this story. It's not really about cars or crashes or corporate decisions. It's about the courage to do what's right even when it's inconvenient. GM showed that courage in 2001. NASCAR didn't. But here's the beautiful part. Dale Earnhardt's legacy didn't die in turn 4 that day. It evolved. Every safety innovation, every life saved, every driver who walks away from a crash that would have been fatal 25 years ago is carrying forward the Intimidator's spirit. The car that could have saved Dale Earnhardt serves as a reminder that in racing, as in life, the biggest risk isn't going fast, it's refusing to adapt. What do you think? Should NASCAR have mandated GM's safety car in 2001? Could the sport have evolved differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and trust me, some of you have insights that would make veteran crew chiefs jealous. And if this story opened your eyes to NASCAR's hidden history like it did mine, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're diving deep into the stories that shaped motorsports, one controversial decision at a time. Remember, in racing and in life, it's not about avoiding the crashes, it's about surviving them. Dale Earnhardt taught us how to race fearlessly. Now it's our job to race safely.